Are you aware that this time, right now, is the best place to be for forging a new path? All right, let me rewind a bit. We recently went through 2.5 year-ish pandemic. We were fearful, we were stuck, we were very unsure of our future. It was very scary. And now post-pandemic, we're really seeing the ramifications of what that entailed. And now some people are saying we're in a recession, others believe the recession is coming, but we're going into something that's not looking too good. You got your layoffs, you got interest rates going all times high, the Fed keeps raising the interest rates. We're spending more money than ever as government, and it's just not looking too hot. But I got good news. I believe this is the time where really tough and amazing individuals come. That can happen by subscribing. It makes you better. Do that. But first, let me explain by looking at a little bit of history. 93 years ago was the beginning of the Great Depression. Everyone had a really hard time, especially young people. This affected farms, businesses, whether you were in a city or on a farm in the middle of Wyoming or something, everyone felt the effects of that Great Depression. It got so bad after a few years. In 1933, about a quarter of all Americans were unemployed. That's a 25% unemployment rate. Based on this book that I'm gonna share shortly, we're currently entering our own depression. But I wanna say, this isn't a depressing video. There's still hope.
I am the hope of the universe.
So I read this gem in 2021 and it absolutely blew my mind. But firstly, before I jump into it, I really want to thank Van Neistat's video on a great summary of the book. So I won't go into all the details of the book. Van Neistat does a great job doing that. So I'm just gonna cover a few pieces of that, but make sure you check out the video after you finish this one. These two authors were economists, and they used a variety of data and looked back into history to formulate their hypothesis of the book. And that hypothesis is basically that our country, the US, goes through cycles. And that's the cycles of highs and lows. A cycle is about 100 years. Within each cycle, there are 4 turnings, thus the name of the book, The Fourth Turning. And each turning lasts approximately 20 years. And within each of these turnings, a new generation is born. And those generations have certain archetypes. And those archetypes have a general set of characteristics that support that generation and what they're gonna do in their era. For instance, the millennial generation is considered the hero generation. Generation Z is considered the artist generation. And as I said, if you want the details of this, highly recommend Van Neistat's video, as he does a much better job than I could ever do in summarizing it in a beautiful way. But knowing this history can really help you with your future and understanding where to go next. The book written in 1997, by the way, that we are currently in the fourth turning, which is considered the crisis era. But after the crisis, there's always a boom, there's always a high. From the deepest depths of our own caves of darkness, we find the brightest lights. We've had these booms in the past, like the Roaring 20s. So these guys really predicted that this was gonna happen. They mentioned it in the book as well, that around 2020, some big thing was going to happen. It was gonna be like an economic collapse, war, and those things actually happened and are happening currently as of recording this video. But this is a time where you have to find opportunity. This is the time where you can prepare yourself in so many different ways to what the high is going to be. You prepare yourself in the darkness, so when the high does come, you're the person that people go to and want to spend their money and resources to help them. Because so many people are being laid off, people are getting more time on their hands. It's a time to be creative. It is a time to figure out ways to make money. There's more opportunities to make money than ever. I mean, yes, it's difficult that people have to do things like Uber Eats and DoorDash and all these other apps that exist out there, but we have the opportunity to do those things. But it is a great time to learn and upskill. Doesn't necessarily mean going back to college and getting a formal education. While some people may want to do that, there's so many other ways to gather information. Get certified nowadays through a variety of school extensions or other forms of websites. Obviously make sure they're credentialed and legit. There's also free upskilling through YouTube. I mean, you're watching this, you probably watch videos. How do I tie a tie? It's something that I always go back to. How do I tie a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu belt? You use YouTube and other platforms to learn these particular small skills. And things like ChatGPT is going to help immensely when it comes to learning, because you have a tool who's doing a lot of the legwork for you. It's also a great time to experiment, to see what's going to work, to visualize and see what's going to be the next big thing, so I can jump into that and be prepared, zone in on it, master the tool, master that skill set, so when the time comes, people are requiring that skill set again, you'll be one of the people that are like, hey, I already learned it, I've got what you need, I'm valuable, let me help you. And as you master that and people people start coming to you, the money's just gonna start pouring. So your future begins today. You get to build a foundation of your mind, body, and soul. You need to build a strong physical body, provides you with energy. It also can help you in case emergencies happen. Did you know that Kevin Hart had his car accident, was almost unable to walk? And I'll let him do the explanation.
The work that I put into my core and my upper body over the years are what saved me outside of God, of course, in that situation. Because, you know, I want to tell people just for you to know, this health and wellness shit is so much bigger than what you may think it is. Taking care of your body, you don't know when all of that stuff comes into play and adds up correctly. You know, the human body is amazing.
So having a strong body can really save your life in more ways than just the physical way, but I also believe in the mind and the soul. You need to constantly improve your mind. Just mention learning, upskilling, doing all these things to mentally prepare yourself. Bring your mind to the gym every day. And when I say the gym, I'm saying doing something that requires your mind to think. When I talk to people with memory problems, they have them do certain kinds of puzzle games. They haven't played sometimes video games, read books that challenge your thought, things like philosophy, psychology, exploring a new hobby like climbing. I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because it's always you figuring it out. It's like doing chess. Video games, but limit how much you play because it's really easy to go into like addiction territory. And finally, soul work. Yeah, it sounds woo-woo, spiritual work, yada yada. A lot of people are becoming less religious, I know, but it's crucial. There's a reason why so many people are purposeless, because they don't have something to look up to beyond just parent or mentor. There's God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, whatever religion that you follow, and that is your God. That's something to aspire to have something that you're working towards. And I'm not religious. I hate using the word spiritual because of what it turned into, but I still believe in something out there that I'm doing this for. And I see the value of religion and why people are attracted to it. It builds community. That's a huge part of it. Believing in something greater is always useful when it comes to purpose. And I see your spirituality as just having a great relationship with yourself, and you having a great relationship with yourself in turn helps you have a great relationship with people outside of your sphere. All in all, your future is in your hands right now. How you act today is a defining moment of your future self and what it's gonna look back to. So get to work.